There are moments in life when silence feels heavier than words. When a chair stays empty, a voice stops echoing, or a memory turns into a photograph. We call it grief, a word that looks small but holds the weight of everything we ever loved. Grief is not just about losing someone. It's also the quiet ache of things that could have been a version of us we outgrew, a dream that faded, or a bond that slipped away without noise. Sometimes grief isn't loud. It lingers like dust in the corners of our heart, waiting for the stillness of night to be noticed. We grieve because we have loved deeply. That's the simple, painful truth. Love and grief are twins. One never exists without the other. To have cared, to have belonged, means to someday face the ache of absence. We try to resist it, to outrun it with distractions, but grief has patience. It waits, and it finds us when we're ready to listen. Grief doesn't move in straight lines. It loops, circles back, fades, and returns when least expected. Some days it feels sharp, other days soft, but it always asks the same question: how do I live with what's gone? Psychologists talk about the stages: denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. But in truth, these aren't steps we climb and leave behind. They are tides, coming and going, teaching us something different each time they return. Denial is that moment when the world feels unreal, when you half expect a familiar voice to call your name again. Then comes anger, not just at the loss, but at the unfairness of it all. We bargain with life, trying to make sense of something senseless. Then the silence settles, the deep sadness that doesn't need words. And slowly, almost unnoticed, comes acceptance. Not the end of grief, but the beginning of peace. It doesn't matter if you're 16 or 60, loss finds everyone. A child feels it when a pet is gone. A young adult feels it when friendship fades. An elder feels it when the house grows too quiet. The faces change, but the ache is familiar. Grief is a universal language that every heart eventually learns to speak. But here's what's remarkable. With each loss, we don't just break. We reform. We learn tenderness. We begin to see the world not as permanent, but as precious. No one tells us this when we're hurting, but grief has a strange kind of wisdom. It slows us down. It strips away what doesn't matter. It makes every hello softer and every goodbye more real. There's a quiet courage in waking up every morning knowing something you love is gone and still choosing to love again. That's the human spirit refusing to close. Maybe that's why ancient poets called grief the shadow of love. It reminds us that we are capable of feeling deeply, that we've lived a life where someone, something truly mattered. Healing isn't about forgetting. It's about remembering without pain taking all the space. Sometimes healing looks like talking about it. Sometimes it's silence, or a walk, or a piece of music that lets us cry. Sometimes it's learning to hold the memory with both sorrow and gratitude in the same breath. There will come a day when the ache turns gentle, when the tears slow, and the memory stops wounding. Not because we've moved on, but because we've grown around it. That's what healing really is, growing around our loss until it becomes part of who we are, not something that defines us. Maybe grief never leaves us completely. Maybe it stays, changing shape, from pain to memory, from absence to quiet strength. It becomes a thread in our story, one that teaches us to love more kindly, to live more presently, and to let go more gracefully. So, if you're grieving right now, remember this: you're not broken. You're just learning to live in a world that changed shape without asking you first. And that's a kind of bravery no one sees, but it's there in every breath, in every small step forward, in every time you choose to love again, even when it hurts.